You gotta tell me everything now. I wanna know. I wanna know.
All right, guys. Tax season ended on Monday, and I am here to tell you about it. Clarey's got to go right at the top of the hour, and normally we'd like to do a catch-up thing, but I'm just gonna get right into it.
Yeah, what would be the catch up that you did? Because you did taxes for the degenerates of this country who don't know how to file their taxes on time, and all I did was wander around looking for agates and fossils, and I'm gonna go play poker. So there isn't really a lot of catching up to do.
That's true. That's true. Well, normally I like to be like, "How was your day?" All that bullshit. Listen, man. Before I get into this, I have a question for you because I can't remember if you're into this. Do you do the crypto thing? Like, are you heavy into that? Do
No, I'm
you?
not. I have a very measured and sane approach to it. I believe you should have some crypto, like silver. Like I'm
Mhm.
not a silver bug or a gold bug, but I do have some silver. Just I have some guns and some ammo, but I don't
Mhm.
own 100 guns. I only have like a handful of guns with very precise reasons, hunting or target shooting. And crypto is the same thing. I think I got I think I got a full Bitcoin left.
Wow.
But yeah, but keep in mind I paid like
Like 50
35
cents for
bucks
it.
for that. 35 bucks for one and 800 for another. I got in early. Benefits of being a nerd. But yeah, I'm pro crypto, but it should not be your entire portfolio.
Real quick, beer of the evening is Stone Fear Movie Lions. This is a double IPA, 8.5%. Pretty soon, I'm not going to be feeling any pain. So,
Mm.
yes.
Is that what the hipsters are drinking nowadays?
Well, the candidate bought it. But to
Okay.
be fair, Stone Brewing Company is good. So,
Oh.
listen, man, the reason I asked you about crypto is because about half of these late filers, when I say late filers, I mean the ones in the last like 6 to 7 days before the
Yeah.
deadline, were crypto investors, crypto bros. Okay. Why do you suppose that's the case? And I'm going to tell you what happened
But
with pretty much
I
all
would.
these.
Would you like me to speculate on the economic psychology of these individuals?
Always, yes.
if your main source of income is gambling, that's essentially what you're doing with any kind of stock trading, options trading, crypto, whatever. You're a bro. You are a lazy piece of shit, and you are trying to avoid work. And because you are a lazy piece of shit, one of the more common behaviors of that is procrastination and irresponsibility. And so I'm going to guess that's the caliber of person you were working with.
So you're correct, but there's an element in this. You're going to like this, dude.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So 2021 and 2022, of course, were very unique from a crypto sense, just because there was all this movement. There were those meme
Mhm.
stocks, all that shit. So let me tell you about what happened last week, okay? These crypto investors, they made a killing with crypto in 2021. I don't know if it was because they got in with like Bitcoin early, Dogecoin, all
They
that
bought
crap.
loads. They went
Yeah.
high. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Clary, what happens when you have significant investment gains that you cash out? What does that trigger?
If you cash out, you have to pay capital gains.
Correct.
Right.
Do you know the rate on that?
It depends on short or long term, isn't it? Is
Correct.
long term is I now isn't it also a progressive scale because Barack Hussein Obama?
Yes.
So the short term is 20%, and the lowest part of the long term capital gains is 12.5.
Well, it's 15% long term on
Okay.
average, and short term is generally taxed as ordinary income. But you did nail it because Barack Hussein Obama basically created
Mm-mm-mm.
it so that it could go
Yep.
above 15% even for long term. But
Right.
long story short, so these guys make a killing with crypto, and you got to understand they would tell me about this. This is both after 2021 during tax season when I was filing extensions. They said I made a killing on this, and I said you're going to owe taxes on that, okay? Instead of filing and paying taxes on time, in April, or at least submitting estimated taxes for all these gains that they got, and it was mostly
Right.
crypto. Like I said, what do you think they did?
They bought cars and vehicles and houses, bro. They were ballers, bro.
Some did.
All
Some
right.
of them did.
All right.
But you know what the really stupid ones did?
Oh, wait, they reinvested in another crypto. Oh, crypto boys.
Here's the problem with reinvesting in crypto, okay? A lot of those crypto coins like Doge, and I don't know. I just
There's
see them.
literally thousands of them.
Literally
Literally
thousands. There
thousands.
was even one called Elon. I guess it was an Elon
Mm-hmm.
Musk one, or maybe that was Doge. I don't know. So these guys, they made their money in crypto, and that's great. I was happy for them. But all of them, I'm like, you guys, you need to make sure you set aside money for these capital gains taxes. That instead of setting aside money, they reinvested all of it in crypto in 2022, not 2021,
Separate
2022.
fiscal year. Yep.
Guess what happened?
They lost it all.
Literally all. Like
Right.
not exaggerating. They lost all of it.
Mm.
So here's the problem. You had all this money that you cashed out and you owe taxes in 1 year, and now you don't have any money to pay for it because you lost it in the following year. That's essentially why like 90% of my crypto bros waited until the final like 6 days to be like, all right, dude, I'm ready to file my taxes, but here's a little problem.
They don't have the money to pay the capital gains tax.
They don't have the money to pay the capital gains tax. And so do you think they told me that up front? I had to drag this out
because
of them.
they're so ego invested. These are losers that have nothing else going on in their lives. They're not like doctors or surgeons or train engineers and like, oh, this is a funny thing I do on the side. That was their whole life. They thought they made it big. They didn't have to work. The thing went up. They thought they were geniuses, and now they don't have the money. Right. Yep. No, they could not. Their pride would not let them come to you.
And I'm sorry to say you're correct. These were not doctors, dentists, people, lawyers, whatever, with legit careers. These were bros that, do nothing but invest in crypto. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this one up. Sarah Mahmood. So can't they write off those losses against the gains, but only if it happened in the same year? Right. That's the problem when you do this. And so Clarey, actually the very first solo show I did for my show, it was all about crypto. And I was talking about tax loss harvesting. You might've heard of that. It's where you take losses to offset gains in the same year. These guys, had they come to me, I could have talked to them about that. At least in 2021, I could have warned them. I could have been like, you need to at least offset this. But no, they ignored my advice. They didn't listen to me. You can only write off losses in the same year that you incur the gains, because the losses, you can only take $3,000 in losses at a time. That's what I was going to say.
Right.
That carries over, but you can't do anything. So they're fucked. For 2022, it doesn't matter. They don't have any money. But for 2021, you're fucked. And so I was like, dude, we have to file your taxes because you get penalized a lot more if we don't file your taxes, and you owe taxes regardless of what you owe. So none of them had the money. And so education, in case you guys didn't know, you can do payment plans. You can do installment plans with the IRS, but you don't get off scot-free with that. You have to pay interest.
I have a question in the back here. Would a sales tax solve this problem?
Dude, I don't often say this. Please put me out of a job. I don't want to have to do this the rest of my life.
There's too many inferior, petty people who just hate the fact that others make more than them. They're not going to go for a sales tax.
I like this comment from a Tom one who knocked off some of the capital gains tax off my GameStop profits using crypto. Yes, that is called tax loss harvesting. You were smart enough to do that in the same year, unlike these crypto idiots. And Clarey, I got a lot more to say about what the last week was like. But do you think these crypto guys are going to remain clients of mine?
They will not, because you are a new and improved Vlad Elkins. You are bad, Chad.
Dude, I'm so fucking pissed off about what happened. Some of the shit that happened this last week, and I got stories, but we got to keep it moving because I know you got to go.
No, we can tell stories. Yeah. That's okay.
Okay. So that was about 50. So the crypto guys, everything I just said, that was about 50% of what I had dealt with, last week up to the deadline.
All right.
Okay. Here's another large portion. And here's where I think that you're going to be proud of me. I kind of told you about this already, offline. A large portion of these procrastinators are the same clients every year, that I've had for a while. Now, that's my fault because I was too nice of a guy in previous years. So I was the enabler. All right.
Right. So you so far. Yeah.
Okay. So we had to change things up a little bit this year because we're not going to play that anymore. So this year, I do this every year, but this year I say I always need everybody's documents no later than 2 weeks before the end of the deadline. So this year that was October 3rd, because the deadline was October 17th. 80% of my extenders complied with this, including the crypto bros. I didn't actually get to their return. Yeah, they were at least, and it was, yeah. So the ones that didn't, we changed things up a little bit, which I did already tell you about. For the final week, because they came at me, say October 10th or 11th, and they're like, here's my stuff. And I go, time out. What we did was they sent me everything, and I immediately sent them an invoice. The invoice was quite inflated because remember, I told you I was going to
Japanese
do that.
refusal. Yes.
So I inflated it. And I said, look, you're going to have to pay me this up front now. I'm not going to start working on it until I receive, the Venmo, QuickPay, all that. It needs to be paid now. And then I'll start working on it. Because, dude, I was trying to get rid of them. This was not me trying to like gouge or do
That's
whatever.
the problem with Japanese refusals. People are so desperate, they'll pay it. And now how many said yes? Out of the 20 that did not get to you in time, what percentage of these super procrastinators ended up paying?
90%. Dude, I didn't want that. I actually didn't want that. I wanted them to go away.
I know. But you don't understand how powerful laziness is. Can you tell me what you charge? Let's say you were a regular 1 W-2 procrastinator extender who didn't follow your email. What did you charge?
$500. You said 1 W-2?
1 W-2.
$500.
Wow.
I'm tired of fucking around, dude. Like for years, I've let these people, their sob stories, their,
But you got your money. Now we can't be too upset because you got your money in the end. Like you had a windfall quarter or whatever, right?
I had financially, it's been a good October, but you have to understand, I'm trying to change things up. I'm trying to get my caliber of client in here.
Right. And well, then you got to do a hard stop next year where it's like, I don't do extensions. Like there's I don't do extensions. You're not doing,
coming.
Yeah. And you tell the people like, you're not a client. I'm shipping you off to my good buddy, Brian Kim, who does all charity accounting cases.
No, I did say 90% actually complied with this. 10% did not. And they shot back and they were like, how dare you? This is extortion, blah, blah, blah. Do you think I even replied to them?
Nope. Don't reply.
Nope. I'm like,
nope. Bye.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
So you don't have to. So you don't have to send them anywhere. Like, right? You could just nope. That's late. You're done. All right. You're good to go.
There's no engagement letter. I did them a favor by filing their extension. That is even more than most accountants will do. So,
So you're keeping track, right? You got I don't talk to these people next year.
Oh yes.
All right. Now, as your shoulder devil or shoulder accounting angel or whatever you want to call it, you're cutting these people off, right? Not even a Japanese refusal.
No, dude.
Not even like this is $2,000 for me to do this. Like you don't even give them the opportunity because your main goal is to what?
I want people to comply with what I say when I say it, file on time, and not give me any shit.
So that when October or September roll around, what happens?
I don't have to run around like a chicken with my head cut off because of people's lack of ability to prepare or follow instructions.
All right.
And I'm just anyway. So
no, I find it because what you're at like the frontier of human thought or philosophy or ethics. Like when you got to balance your own financial incentive, then you have people who are lazy, whereas it just shows you what humans will do. When you give them charity and kindness, they will abuse it and run it out and then have indignation if you refuse to do anything with them ever again. And so I'm thinking a good thing, your New Year's resolution come 2023 is you have one busy season combining corporate and personal together, March to April 16th. And at April 16th, you're done. You're not working anymore until next year.
Dude, that is how I want to do this thing. Now, things come up with people. I understand that, but I'm not going to have another week like I had this past week. I got a lot more to tell you about. This is just
please, how much? Yeah. You had a windfall profit then this week, charging all these people that extra money, right?
I had a great week.
So one, you could afford a flight out to Rapid City round trip, right? You got more than enough money.
I knew that was come up. And yes, I did get that message last night. I came down here last night, and you know who mentioned your
You
message
might
about
be an
that.
agent in the field working for me. Yeah.
I was being recorded without my knowledge. Okay, listen. So, Clarey, there's actually a downside to this. Continuing on, there's a downside to this because even the ones that paid the really inflated amount, ones I wanted to go away until I heard the cha-ching in my Venmo, and I'm like, oh shit. Here's what happened, and this is where I may need your help, or at least some suggestions to protect against this. So they've got me on the hook. They paid me. I did the, you have to do an engagement letter. Once they pay you, you have to do an engagement letter that says I'll do the return. Problem is, just because they pay you doesn't mean they're still going to get you their stuff in a reasonable time. So the filing deadline was Monday, so 2 days ago. What made that such a terrible day, and I've got some other really good stories for you. What made that a terrible day was there were a couple of them that did pay this inflated amount that are going to get fired, by the way.
Yeah.
They weren't getting me their documents on time. Monday. I was like, listen, so-and-so, I know you paid me. We signed an engagement letter. If I don't get, these documents that I'm missing, it's going to be late. You're going to get a failure to file penalty. My engagement letter
Is null and void.
Is null and void. I'll give you your money back, and you're screwed. They're like, oh my God. But there's no way to. This is why, to your earlier point, what did you call it? Japanese what?
Japanese refusal is where someone asks you to do a job. You don't want the job, but instead of saying, no, I don't want to do it, you give them a price that is so egregious that they can't afford it. Yeah. And because there's a lack of skilled, competent workers in today's Zoomer millennial labor force,
there are.
People will pay it. They'll pay it. So you got to really increase your Japanese refusal price to get it refused.
Dude, the thing is, I truly did that for some of these people, but I still did it wrong because I should not have been that busy and stressed out Sunday and Monday. So that was, yeah.
You gotta cut them off like next year. There's not even. Promise me this. You send out a letter and you call them up, say, I am not doing extensions this year. You will either get me your stuff on, like your extenders, not the ones last you filed on time. You call up your half of clients or whatever their extenders, like, I'm not doing extensions anymore. And actually, now I think about that. You can't call them up because then there's no documentation.
It has to be electronic.
It has to be electronic. I am not doing extensions. If you come to me asking for extensions and also you must file with me by April. You give me the information by April 7th or something like that. That's it. Because here's the thing, Chad. Do you got a car payment?
No.
Do you got a mortgage payment?
No.
Do you got student loans or credit card debts?
I am the most debt-free person on the planet at this point.
Your expenses are very minimal, yes. Can you just enjoy that minimalism and have the freedom that comes with it?
But don't you see, I've been trying to do that, and I still screw myself.
You've been trying half-heartedly. If you really wanted it, you'd say, nope, this year, this is the year. You email them, the ones like, I am not doing extensions. And then when April 7th, whatever day you need the stuff to come in, when they come to you at 12:01 a.m. on April the 8th, you send them an email saying, I'm sorry, I'm not doing your taxes this year. You failed to meet the deadline.
Yeah.
There's no extensions. There's no this. There's no nice Chad. It's fuck you, bad Chad, eat a bag of dicks. And then April 16th, guess what you get to do?
I get to enjoy life and not have to deal with the bullshit anymore.
You come visit Cappy in Las Vegas. You can go down to Florida. You can do whatever you want, and you never have to worry about this ever again.
This is so hilarious from the Aztec twins. Chad seems like the type of guy to finance a brand new iPhone 14.
What?
I literally, about 4 hours ago, the candidate and I were at that AT&T store. I had to upgrade my phone. It was like 3 years old. So I just
Did you get an iPhone 14?
I did get an iPhone 14.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, that's the newest one.
Right.
But I needed it. It's business, all business right off.
I understand that. Yeah, I ended up spending money on a Samsung because a long time ago I had a Samsung, the Samsung 2.
Yeah.
I liked it very much. I got some new Samsung, and it's absolute garbage. And
Is it really?
I spent something like $600 on it, and I was like, because I wanted to get Samsung, and no, it's horrible. Like even the keyboard is off. M always deletes instead of instead of the space bar, you're always hitting the period. I'm like, nope. I guess Pixel is the great go-to cheap one. I think I'm going to do that, but I am never spending more than $250 on a smartphone ever again. Absolutely not.
I don't like Apple and I don't like AT&T. It's just whatever. I've had it for a long time. Anyway, back on topic. Couple more things about this, and then I'll talk about the first story. A couple of people didn't make it, dude. They didn't make I was up until midnight Monday night. I was just like, so I sent them sorry, dude, emails, and I was like, look, you're not going to get filed on time. I'll refund your money if you want, but you're not going to make the deadline. Haven't even heard from them, so I don't care. I don't give a shit.
There you go.
And a final observation about really the last week, but also the last couple of weeks for other CPAs, tax accountants, and maybe you'll have something to add about this. People were just in pissier moods in general this year. You know,
the accountants or the clients?
The clients. Like, I don't know if that's because the tanking economy or like the bullshit going on in the world, and I'm talking people of all ages, demographics, professions, not just, you know, the therapists I focus on, but I mean, everybody was just really crabby and worse to deal with than usual. So I don't know what's going on. That's more social commentary. I don't know if you've noticed the same thing, but man, people are just really in foul moods these days.
I don't know. Maybe see if I don't think I've been in a better mood in decades. So maybe the more miserable people get, the happier I am. Yeah,
dude, I got no complaints. Life is good.
Everything's done with the house. You saw I finished the walk-in closet and everything's organized. Now I'm at the point where, like, literally I went agate hunting. I'm on the show with you. I did a little bit of consulting, and then I'm going to go play poker. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, when I did really well back in the day, that was usually a precipitator of the economy going into recession.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know why. The only thing I could come up with, but I've always had this kind of joke theory, but it's not too untrue, is the fatter and uglier people get, the less sex we have, and less sex we have, the less happier people are. But I know which group of people doesn't like sex as much, but that's all right. You know, I just have a theory about that.
But yeah, so that was it. So tax season 2022 is officially done. There's going to be a little bit of ancillary work I got to do, but that is it. So
awesome.
Okay.
I just want to have it on record. You're cutting people off next year, right? No
yes. Dude, I'll say it one more time. There's a shortage of me, and there's an excess of irresponsible and entitled people, and even cheap people and assholes. So they need me a lot more than I need them. You know me, I'm not an arrogant person. I'm just telling you what the dynamics are right now in terms of supply and demand. So yes.
And here's the other thing. Your life is not, I don't mean this from a fun, enjoyable life. I mean this from a management responsibility point. Your life is solely not your career. There are other aspects of your life that you have to manage, like getting the fuck out of Chicago. No, seriously, life management, finding a new place, possibly buying a new place. You know, all this other stuff, retirement, visiting with your family, that kind of thing. After a while, like, no, you can't have 4 busy seasons in a year. I mean, fuck it's not the IRS, it's the Congress and governor or president. But fuck that shit. Just like, no, and you should have, we know the accountant you should send all your bad clients to, though. We can't mention his name, but we should send it to him.
Dude, last thing I'll say before I get to my first story, there's been a lot of kids that have been, people that watch us that have been emailing me, and they're like, look, I really want to get into this. Like, could you start sending me clients? And I'll say to them, if I need to, I will. First of all, there's going to be referral fees. But second, you need to understand what you're getting into with all
these
this.
Are shit clients.
Yeah. So, all right. I got a bit of an appetizer story for you, and then I got the main course. Then I'll let you get out of here and get to do poker and stuff.
Go play poker. Very important. Very important.
I would like to talk about, these are not real names, of course. I would like to talk about Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan. Jonathan has a business. He's a bar owner in Chicago, and he is an S corporation, and you're well aware of what that is, S corporation.
S corp, yes.
Yes. So get this, man. I last prepared Jonathan's S corp and personal tax returns during tax season 2018, okay?
2018.
Hold on. When tax season 2018 means I last filed his 2017 returns, okay?
Right. Following you so far.
Okay.
All right.
I had not heard from him at all since then, meaning it'd been 4.5 years since I figured he went with somewhere else. He vanished. Maybe he died. I don't know. So no, any follow-up communications. I'm like, Jonathan, everything okay? Nothing since 2018. I got an email the morning of Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. So a week ago yesterday. I thought you would like this.
5 days left. Okay. Yep.
5 days left. Oh, you're going to like this, man. So I'm going to read the email. Now, parts of this are changed. Obviously. I can't. Yeah. Obviously. Right. So, okay. Hey, Chad! Exclamation point. Long time no talk, stranger! Exclamation point. What's new in your world?
Buddy? Hey!
I haven't seen you down at the bar in a long time, and we've made a lot of exciting changes since you and your girlfriend came by for our inaugural trivia night that one summer. Clarey, you know what girlfriend he's referring to? That was Puddle. That should tell you how long ago this fucking thing was.
Wow, okay.
So, continuing on, he goes, anyhow, as you know, I'm a huge procrastinator, which is why you haven't heard from me. You know,
dude, bro.
Dude, you gotta understand, I'm turning red while I'm reading this. And he goes, this was why you haven't heard from me in so long. Throughout the past few months, I've been on the hunt for a new house to buy, and I believe I found the perfect one and this is the same neighborhood where his bar is located. I found the perfect one. I'm about ready to put an offer in, but my mortgage broker informed me this morning that I need to have my 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021 S-Corp and personal tax returns filed by this Friday in order to put an offer down as soon as possible. I should have...
He's 4 years in arrears?
And he wants it done by Friday. Right with deadline. And remember, I got this on Tuesday. Okay, I should have all my business expenses and paperwork put together by tomorrow, which was Wednesday. So if I get it all to you by the end of the day, would you be able to turn all those tax returns around for me by Friday? Again, this part made me almost spit out my coffee. He goes, I wouldn't even be surprised if I have a refund for some of those years. And then as a quick side note, the years that I did this guy's business tax returns, just like 2012, 13, 14, all that, his business expense records were total shit show, just total fucking mess. So when he says, I'll have everything ready tomorrow, I'm like,
is that the shoebox that comes in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then he ends the email by saying, thanks so much for your prompt attention to this matter, and I look forward to hearing from you again soon. So my reply that night...
I was going to say you replied.
I actually intentionally did this because it'd be fun to talk about.
All right.
So my reply that night, I said, hi, Jonathan. I hope you're doing well, and congrats on your continued success of the bar.
The place.
Unfortunately, there's absolutely no way that I, or likely any other CPA firm, can complete all of those tax returns for all of those years by Friday due to next Monday's impending final filing deadline for the 2022 tax season. I'm happy to provide you with a few referrals, but again, it's extremely unlikely that any of them will be able to complete all of those at this point in time. My recommendation for you is to go to H&R Block as soon as you are able to, as they tend to make accommodations for last-minute filers who need a quicker turnaround, particularly concerning, previous years. I said there are 2 located near your bar, and I listed them. So I'm trying to be, I'm not like whatever. I said, it's nice hearing from you, and I hope it works out. Okay?
Okay.
That should have been the end of the matter, right? I got an email.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you where you screwed up, but go on.
This was, I'm not going to lie. I did this for the show.
You did for the show. All right. Then you did not screw up. Oh, I thought, all right.
I did this for the show. So he replied the following morning because I knew he was going to do this. He replied on Wednesday morning. He replies, Chad, thank you for your prompt response as well as for your frankness. It's much appreciated. I expect I'll have all records and tax documents put together by early afternoon today. If I go straight to your office and drop it off, I don't even have a fucking office anymore. If I go straight to your office and drop it off this afternoon, are you sure you can't squeeze me in? I'll make sure to have it all very well organized. Thank you, my friend. I'll owe you a bunch of free beers once you get
Oh
done with your busy season. Oh, free
boy.
beers.
Boy.
Why don't I just drop whatever I'm doing to like, yeah.
Oh my God.
So again, Clarey, I'm doing this for the show. Normally I wouldn't even reply, but I'm doing this for the show. So I replied that night. So now we're Wednesday night. I ignored his afternoon thing. I go,
Right.
Jonathan, I'm afraid it's just not going to be possible for me to do this. As I mentioned, drop by one of those two H&R blocks near you, and I put as soon as possible in capital letters so they can work you in. I wish you the best of luck. Do you think that was the end of it, dude?
No, because
No.
these people, they're we got to come up with a term with these mentally ill people that don't understand hard limits, like deadline.
His limit consisted of not emailing me. This motherfucker, because he had my old business phone.
Yeah.
Remember how I used to call it? He had my old, and which I still have. It's not my main line that you have. It's the old business line. Off the hook Thursday. Ring, 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 ring. Then he's texting me. Then he's finally I just blocked his number. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Doesn't get it.
Does not get it. So that was my little appetizer for the next story. I thought you would enjoy that because these people are so delusional, Clarey. I swear to God, they think that the world revolves around them. Like they don't understand there's other people.
You nailed America. You nailed it. All these petulant little children who happen to be adults biologically have been fed the line that they could do whatever they want. The dreams are going to come true, but there's no hard work. And the number of dude bro businesses, whether it was a bar or something else that I dealt with in banking, and all these, oh, by the way, ladies, your multi-level marketing scam, that's not a business. You selling candles on the internet is not a business. It's not. And it's not even a profitable one at that. Never mind. They're not going to listen. Everyone tuning in agrees with us. But yeah, the only thing you could do with these people is limit any time you sink into them. That's it. That's the only thing you could do. Or lie to them, profit off them some other way.
And like I said, I was responding to him for purposes of the show, but don't respond. Ignore. Don't respond. A lot of you guys have been emailing me tips about getting your own practice underway. Don't deal with people like this. Okay. Don't do a Japanese offer or whatever it's called.
Japanese refusal.
Okay. So that was the appetizer, Clarey. I got a better one for you.
These are all great. I love this. All right. What do you got? Give me what you got.
I'm going to preface this by saying this was not for the show. This was actually real. And this was not a very good exchange I had with a lot of this. Okay. I got a timeline on this one I got to walk you through. I'm going to start out. This is a married couple, and we're going to call them Dick and Karen. Okay.
I wonder why.
So the background, this is a couple where I first started doing their returns for tax year 2020. So I've only done one tax return for them for tax year 2020. And again, pay attention to you guys, people who want to do your own thing here. I never wanted to bring them on board, but a good friend of mine who is a financial planner, and these are his clients, okay? He has his own practice, and I'm pretty tight with him. He basically begged me as a favor. He's like, they need tax help. Can you please just do these one for me, buddy? Please. And I didn't want to say yes, but remember, we're going back a year and a half ago, and I was a little bit too nice for my own good. So I said yes. Right. Okay. So like an idiot, I said yes. You guys, before I even tell this story, never do this. If they're working with somebody else, like a financial planner, don't do it. And I'm going to tell you why never to do this. And when you hear my story, you're really going to understand why not to do this. Don't do this. Don't accept these types of referrals because you feel obligated to keep them with you when you no longer want them anymore. Because even if they don't fit into your practice, you feel like you committed to your friend, the financial planner in this case. Right. Yeah. Say no. Just say no. Never do this. Okay.
And by the way, fuck your friend. All right. You can still be friends, but you can tell them, fuck no, I'm not doing it.
So that's the end of the story. I'll tell you all about this. All right. Okay. And so the problem is if they're ever unhappy with my work, they become horribly irresponsible, entitled clients. And because my friend enabled them to be this way, and I'm about to tell you about the story, okay? Mm-hmm. And the last thing I'll say as a preface, an episode you didn't do with me on this story, it might have been one of my first alone. I talked about another problem client that this dude convinced me to take a couple years ago. So again, just fucking say no to this situation. Don't do it. All right.
Are you going to kick this guy in the nuts one of these days, or?
I'll get to this.
Okay, all right. I'm curious. All right.
All right, Clarey, we're going to start with a timeline here because this is this does a
right.
I'd like to take you back in time to November of 2021. Okay, so we're going back almost a year. All right, Karen of this married couple reaches out to me over email because she just sold some stock where she had some significant capital gains that were in the 6 figures level.
Okay, a lot of gains.
So it was appropriate to reach out to me because, you know, when you have that type of situation, you have to set aside taxes and make an estimated payment. Okay, so she did the right thing. So Karen gave me a numerical figure for the capital gains that were incurred. She was the source of this, okay?
All right.
So I calculated what I believe to be a good estimated payment for them based on her information, and it was due before the end of tax year 2021. So she went ahead, I gave her the figure, and she paid it, okay? So far, so good, right?
So far, so good.
All right. This takes us to March 30th, 2022. All right. How much time is there left in tax season at that for the regular deadline?
For them, you have a month.
No, you have 2 weeks. March 30th.
Are you talking corporations? Oh, March 30th.
Regular person. Yeah, regular person. Yeah.
Regular person, and it's March 30th.
March 30th.
Oh, yeah, you got 2 weeks. Yeah.
So I have not heard from Dick or Karen ever since what I just told you about. So I get an email from them on March 30th, and it's from Karen. Okay. Karen writes, "Hello, Chad. We have received and organized all of our official tax documents for 2021, but we need you to file an extension because I started a small business during the fall of last year, and I don't have my expenses ready for that. Since the filing deadline is in about 2 weeks, let's go ahead and file an extension." So that's, first of all, you should have told me that you started a small business when we talked about that thing.
Right.
I digress for now. So I replied later that day, March 30th. I replied saying that their extension had been filed. And Clarey, you know how I have that portal, you know, where people can upload their files securely? Yes. In this email, I said, okay, your extension is filed. I've opened up your 2021 folder in the online portal. You can upload it anytime, but, you know, your folder is open. So do it whenever. Okay. So far, so good, right? Still okay. So far, so good. And I know extenders are bad, and I'll fix that, but so far, so good. Okay. When do you think I next heard from these people?
Well, the extension is October the 15th. I'm going to say you probably heard 2 weeks before. You heard November 30th.
November? Actually, you weren't.
I'm sorry. September 30th. September 30th.
You weren't far off. September 22nd. Okay. It was the next. So it's been about 6 months since that March 30th.
3 weeks left.
3 weeks left. So this time I get an email from Dick. Okay. Dick writes, "Hello, Chad. Could you please," you'll love this. "Hello, Chad. Can you please let us know how your progress is going with our 2021 tax returns? We haven't heard anything from you about this, and we are getting concerned." Clarey, what's missing here?
All the information you requested of her, and Schedule C of some kind, an income statement of some kind, all the information that you requested 6 months previous.
So let me tell you how I replied.
Yeah.
I go, "Hi, Dick. It's nice to hear from you. At the moment, I still don't have any of your 2021 tax paperwork yet, so nothing has been prepared so far. Your 2021 folder in the online portal remains open," and I put in parentheses, "as it has been since the end of March. So you can upload everything at your convenience, and I should be able to turn it around within a few days. Note that my cutoff is coming up soon for this." I said, you know, it's coming up. So the next day, September 23rd, Karen replies, quote, "Thank you for the update. Is the deadline for our extension October 15th? If so, what's your deadline that we need to have everything submitted to you so we can get it prepared on time?" Again,
just upload it.
Exactly. Just fucking upload it. So my reply was, the filing deadline is actually on October 17th, but I need to have everything to me no later than the end of the day on October 3rd. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee you that it's going to get filed on time. Remember, 2 weeks, at least this year, that's how we did things.
2 weeks and an hour of your time.
Yes.
Cumulatively with all this email bullshit. Right.
So that was September 23rd. This takes us to October 3rd, 2022.
The deadline, your deadline.
My personal deadline,
yep.
Okay? So at the very last midnight, it was a Monday. I happened to be awake kind of late that night, actually preparing for the most recent stream I did. I was up late, and they finally upload everything. They finally upload some files. Okay, they upload some files. And guess what, dude? They were missing a ton of stuff that I needed them to upload, okay?
Like 1099s, W-2s.
Oh, just stuff that an idiot would know.
Right, W-2?
Wait, what happened here?
I lost you there. Oh, that's weird. All right, but they're not even uploading the W-2s, the basic stuff. Like we're talking.
They had a couple of things. But yeah, a W-2 was missing. You're gonna love how this continues to progress. So it took me 15, 20 minutes to like look over what they uploaded. I noticed a ton of crap was missing. So personally, they have not met my deadline, right? Because I said everything needs to be uploaded by 3rd. So between October 5th and 7th, there was just all kinds of email exchanging, a lot of back and forth between us, where I'm just like, look, you guys are missing X, Y, and Z. Karen, you say you have a side business, which you didn't tell me about. The
EIN number.
All of this was not there. I'm like, Karen, your expenses are a mess. Like, this is not in a format. Basically, there were no 1099 forms. Dude, just all kinds of just a horrible mess, right? Okay.
Is Karen a STEM major?
Worse, dude. Karen.
No, I don't need to know. I won't
be specific, but Karen is your typical person that you would make fun of in your videos.
She's a non-contributor to society, right?
In my opinion, yes.
Yeah. All right.
So this now takes us to October 7th. So we're 10 days away from the deadline. You followed my timeline so far. We're 10 days away from the deadline.
Yep.
So in the afternoon of October 7th, my last email to them basically asked, so we'd managed to get pretty much everything, but we were still missing her goddamn 1099s.
This reminds me of banking. This reminds me of banking.
Dude,
oh my God.
I'm like, Karen, if you don't send me those 1099s, I can't prepare your return. Those have to be entered into the return. I'm not whistling Dixie here. Those have to be entered into the return. So one of them, I don't know if it was Dick or Karen, because they have this joint email address. One of them responded right after that, the afternoon of the 7th, and said, quote, sorry, we'll get you those as soon as possible. All right. Clarey, that was October 7th. We are now, the very next time I hear anything from them was guess when?
When was the filing due date? The 17th this year?
Yeah. But it was the 17th this year. So when do you think I heard from them next?
17th. You heard them on the 17th. 14th. All right. So
we're 14. We're down to the last 2.5 days, 3 days, 2.5 days. This is a Friday, October 14th. Finally, I get a notification that they uploaded those 1099 forms. Okay. And apparently Dick apparently had switched jobs at the end of 2021, and there was an extra W-2 in there that I had no freaking idea that I even needed to look for because I didn't hear about this. You have to tell me. I send out an organizer. I'm like, do you have any new jobs? I didn't even hear about it. So I get this W-2. I'm like, what the fuck? So the afternoon, that Friday, I finally got it. So I finally got it. I didn't even email them. I just said, all right, Saturday, October 15th. So we're down to 2 days. I was like, all right, I'll just start working on this on Saturday. And I'm plenty pissed off at this point. Okay?
Right.
All right. So Saturday the 15th, I start entering in all those missing documents. I'm working on the return. And unfortunately, it turns out they were going to owe about $23,000 to the IRS. Okay. I need to let's pause right here. Now we need to pause. Let's go back to the beginning of the story.
She underestimated her capital gains.
She did not give me the correct figure to base what my calculation of what her estimate should have been to submit. Okay.
All right.
You with me? We're at Saturday now, and they're owing a shit ton of money to the IRS.
Right.
After I finally get everything I needed at this point in time, 2 days before deadline. Okay. So would you agree it's all their fucking fault at this
But it's
point?
your fault, Chad. It's your fault.
Oh, you got wait till you. This is why I said. This is why I wanted you to stick around for this one, dude. So I sent them an email that Saturday night. So yeah, I had to do taxes all last weekend because of people like this. I'm never doing this again. I sent them an email late Saturday because I was the earliest I could possibly fucking do this. And I outlined the result. I'm like, unfortunately, you owe $23,000 to the IRS. This is just a heads up. And I wanted you to know that because I'm going to send you everything else, tomorrow, Sunday the 16th, the returns and pages to sign. All right, dude. This takes us to Sunday, October 16th. All right.
All right.
I wake up and there's a text from my financial advisor friend that brought these people into my life in the first place. And I'm going to read you exactly what the text said.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
A quote. So this is right when I get up. When you get up, you don't want to read
thing,
text
Sunday
like
morning, haven't had your coffee. You got you.
Yeah. He says, quote, "Hey, buddy, I just forwarded you an email I got from Dick and Karen, who are really upset about the email they got from you last night about their 2021 tax results." This is a good part. "My guess is that they got their panties in a twist because they were slow to get you what you needed, and now they want to blame you for owing a lot of taxes. Just want to give you a heads up," end quote. The guy's cool, okay? He knows.
I still kick him in the nuts. I'd still say,
I'll get to that.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. But yeah, so at least there's that, So he did tell me that. So that's the text I get. So I get up, get myself some coffee. I go to my computer on Sunday and I look in my email, and wouldn't you know it, there's several emails, but there's two related to this case. And I'm going to read those emails to you. The first one was that email that my friend, the financial planner, forwarded to me that they wrote him that they thought I wouldn't see. And I'm going to read that one to you.
All right.
"Hey, so-and-so. We're going to need to pull some money from our account with you to pay our federal tax bill. We worked with Chad to do an estimated payment when Karen sold her shares of XYZ last fall, but he's saying now that the estimate figure that he gave us was far less than it needed to be. I am beyond frustrated with him, but that is besides the point. If we owe, we owe. Please withdraw X amount from our investment account to cover this." So that was the email that they sent.
The wife couldn't be wrong. Couldn't be wrong. It had to be you, Chad. Your wife can't be wrong.
So, dude, that's the email that Dick sent him that he thought I wouldn't see. There's another email that he sent me, and I'm about to read that email to you.
All right. I'd like to hear it.
Quote, "Chad, we are not able." "Chad, we are not able to cover that. We did an estimated payment from your suggestion to avoid this situation." You listening?
I'm listening.
We just bought a house and do not have $23,000 and had no expectation of paying anything like that. What happened for there to be such a discrepancy? We are outraged right now and we request a call with you immediately. You call us at this number now."
Okay.
Clary, we're going to pause.
Pause. Stopping.
Pause. We're going to stop. I have a question for you and for the audience here, okay? I'm going to start. Clary, knowing what you know about the timeline of the story, how would you, what would you have done up to this point in time? What would you,
I would have simply said, your wife gave me that information, talk to her about it. And I would also say, I'm not filing this until you pay me. And you're going to get, I would be very clear, like, no, you screwed up. You guys are unprofessional. I'm your only guy that's going to be able to file this for you. So you're going to knock it off with the attitude. My fee just went up. Have a cup of shut the fuck up. Or also your wife is stupid with her dumbass degree, whatever it happens to be. All right. What would you have done?
Well, I'll tell you what I did. So Sunday morning, they're like, "Call us immediately." Do you think I called them immediately?
No. Take your time. No.
No.
Don't call them. Email. You need this recorded.
I didn't call them at all. I had my email, or I had my email. I had my coffee, got something to eat. I went lifting with Jeff Jones. I basically did everything I had to do in this fucking day to leave these motherfuckers sweating because fuck them. This is all their fault.
This is the
and of course, they're trying to blame it on me. Dude, I was so fucking livid at this point. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this? Like, it's all their fault. And they're like, "Ooh, fuck you."
Go bad, Chad. Go
Chad,
bad Chad. Yeah, we're cheering you for you in this section. Yeah.
so I am going to tell you what I did at about midnight on Sunday. So the night before, because fuck these people, dude. So about midnight on Sunday night, I typed out a response that basically outlined the reason that we estimated that we calculated the
You
estimate
have
that
her
we
email
did.
where she sent the
I
email?
did. I'm like, if you'll look, she's the one that gave me the fee, the figure that we had to base this on. I then basically said, look, I was missing XYZ. Your wife didn't tell me that she had a side business. You didn't tell me that you had an extra job in 2021. And I didn't say dumbass. It's like, you fucking dumbasses didn't tell me that you just bought a house. You have to, what kind of idiot buys a house without getting your 2021 tax returns done first?
Like you have arts majors. That would be liberal.
Yeah, I was just, dude, I was so fucking angry at these people. And yes, their prep fee, how high what multiple do you think I did on their prep fee after this?
I'm hoping you did four times.
5.
Good. Go
Larry,
bad Chad.
After
Go
the week,
bad Chad.
After the week that I had, I went over this show. I told you the type of week I had, and I was just done with this. I'm just, God damn these people.
It's time to punch back at these fucking assholes. That's what it's time for. And yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, including this email where I was livid and outlining all this, I sent them the tax returns. I sent them the signature pages. And I said, if you don't sign these and pay my fee by tomorrow, you're going to just have to find somebody else to do it. And the fee was like, tripled. So, oh my God, Clarey, the story's not over. So Monday morning, I wake up early Monday morning because I sent that late Sunday because fuck them. I wake up in the morning and Karen has replied with an email. Okay. Chad, please see attached the signed pages. God, dude, I almost can't even read this next part.
Okay.
In light of the confusion surrounding the estimated payment amount you calculated and the resulting tax amount we ended up owing, are you willing to offer us a discount on the preparation fee indicated in your invoice?
Nope. Nope. You gotta just say no. You gotta treat these people like shit. You gotta treat them like they are.
Claire, you got it wrong. You got it wrong.
What? She admitted she was wrong?
No, I don't have to say anything.
Because it's after the deadline?
I didn't even reply.
Good for you.
I'm
very proud of you. You handled this brilliantly. Now, early on, you should have never taken the clients, and you should have been very.
That was my fault.
Right, yeah. That's your fault. But here, dude, perfect. Fuck them. Let them sit there. Now they get to find a new account.
Let me tell you how the story ends.
Okay.
So obviously, I had to be up until well past midnight on this past Monday. Deadline, late shit coming in. So I didn't even reply to them because I just didn't give a fuck at this point. So what do you think? So it's a game of chicken at this point. They want a discount. Oh, where'd Clarey go? Maybe we'll wait for him to come back. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking in, then she passes in one. Let me add Clarey back. What happened, dude?
I clicked the wrong thing. Go on.
Okay, well, this is the way the story ends. I did not reply at all because, I'm not giving them a fucking discount. Fuck you. So at about 11:45 p.m., dude, what do I hear? I hear cha-ching. 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 So I verified that they did pay my full amount, 5 times inflated after all the bullshit that they put me through. And because I had their signature pages and because I had, the money that I asked for, you know what I did? I filed it. And because it was filed before midnight, it was filed on time.
Good. That's good.
And the last thing I'm going to say, so this is the way the story ends, okay? The story ends is that me and my financial planner friend that brought people like this into my life in the first place, when I get back to Chicago first week in November, he's well aware about what's happened here. We're going to get together and we're going to discuss an arrangement where where all of the people he brought to me, they're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
No.
So like you said at the beginning, he's not a douchebag. He understands. He actually feels bad that like this bullshit happened. Yeah. Good. So that's the way the story ends.
That's a great story. I like how you let him just suffer. And we good people like us got to punch back. I'm sick and tired of these fucking assholes.
Dude, I can't handle it anymore. I want to be a good person. I want to do right by people. And all it does is like, it kicks me in the ass every time I try to do right by people.
Let me ask you a question. If you help evil people out, is that being a good man?
No, I think it's time to stop evil.
Stop helping evil people. You're not being a good man. You're helping evil people. So there you go. I'm going to wait April 1st or whatever you decide. I'm going to make sure 2023, you've told everyone I'm not doing extensions. You've missed it. I'm not doing extensions. Find someone else.
I don't like to give you credit for anything, but I will.
I understand. It's very hard. Yes.
I appreciate your influence in this. Likewise, Great One. I know you're not here. And even Atham, I appreciate you guys' advice. And Mr. Texas even. Appreciate you guys telling me I need this type of guidance. So,
well, we're glad.
Yeah.
We're glad to make you an asshole like us. So you want to get some super chats in real quick before
I say we got 5 minutes, so I'm going to scroll all the way at the top.
You can go further. I mean, obviously, if they keep throwing
you money, I am going to go further.
Yeah, because they like you more than me anyway.
That is not true. All right, the very first super chat. So, Clarey, why don't you go ahead and read these?
Kevin C, $5. Is this the time adult Democrats poop and pee in the street?
Yeah. I mean,
It's always Portland, 24 hours a day in Portland. So yes.
So this one in particular, I'm glad you stuck around for. I wanted you to be here for this.
He would be oh God.
Hatton Clogs, you're the best. In my last stream, he did a $50 one. It was just me. So at least you get a part of this.
Love is love, Cappy. Operation Si Bueno is going well. Ave, Chad. Let's go, Chad. Will you help me when I win the lottery? Cappy sing, let's go on a hike up to the highest height. Let's go on a hike until we're soaring. Ave, our robot dog overlords.
Hatton Clogs, you're the man. You're too generous. I really appreciate that.
Backstabber, and I got to get the knife out of my back. Go. Come on, man. Don't be a chick here. Nonstop Dre, $2. Chad is CEO of nonprofit NGA. Nice Guys Anonymous. That is
problems
good.
Handling. Oh, you know Chris. You know there's Chris
right
here.
Tornado Chasing Kid. Yeah, he didn't make it here this year. $2. Dark Ether Chad line.
Dark is the right word.
Dark Ether. Me, Mike, $2. Make it rain, hat and clogs.
Nice.
Hot in here like a sauna.
Like a sauna. Thank you, me, Mike. Dung is fun.
Dung is fun. $2. You're paying the nice guy tax. Time and patience. Yes. He nailed it. Time and patience. Absolutely. No more Mr. Absolutely. He hit it.
From now on, there's an asshole tax. Dre.
Nonstop Dre, $5. Chad charged only $500. I'm disappointed. Cappy would have charged at least $4,000 minimum for the lazy fee. By the way, congrats, Chad, for moving in with the wife.
He always says that. You know what's funny is Dre has met the candidate.
He's met the candidate. Yeah.
She gave him a ride home.
Yeah.
All right, scrolling down to the next one. Me, Mike again.
$2. You better get a tenant contract to avoid losing 50%.
50%.
Oh, yeah, like common law, like don't move in with it. But you're not moving in, you're just there.
No.
Hand clogs, $2. People are assholes, and it getting worse. Yes, it is.
I agree, man. I agree. Yep. Got a good one here.
Justin Bailey, 10 Canadian bucks. Hey, fellas, long time, no talk. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. Any prediction for the midterms, specifically the Senate in a few weeks? Cheers. I guess the Republicans would probably take both houses. I don't know why that's going to change anything, but I think they'll take both houses, but nothing will change really.
Clarey, question while I go for the next one. What's with you and the glasses these days? Like,
I keep getting these blurry visions because of the blue light, and these help stop that. I got to get the non-reflective type, but that's like so far down on my list that I haven't done that yet.
You talked to the candidate about that?
I did talk to the candidate about that.
Okay,
she has the same thing. She's like, oh yeah, it's this. Don't worry, you're not going blind. So that's good. Me, Mike, $2. Rent money for girlfriend. Cappy ahead of his time, laughing my ass off. I don't want to be ahead of my time.
You and the Rule Zero guys were like, don't do that. That guy you have on there is awesome. I forgot his name.
Jason Hartman?
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he is.
I liked him.
Let's get two more and I'll make it go. Nonstop Dre, $2. Coach Greg Adam called these people oxygen thieves. They are.
Yes, indeedy.
And Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field from Terrence Pop, can't understand normal thinking, make an acronym, and that's how you describe leeches. Winning. That is correct. One more. Let's get one more. Dung is fun. $5. I'm glad that the nice guy anonymous is helping you. I'm glad that Cappy put you in there at your own free will so you can get help and recover. I should do nice guys anonymous. I should.
One more, Claire.
One more. Hand Clogs, $2. Give some love to the chat, Chad.
I will.
He gives 3 beers.
We're going to let Clarey go. Clarey, thank you so much for this. I will get you your shekels. Have fun at poker tonight. I hope you win, and we'll talk to you soon.
And then, I do take, instead of shekels, in lieu of payment, I do take the equivalent of Rooster Booster Light. So,
if you want it, you got it. I'm here for a week and a half. So
do the math. All right, I'll see you.
All right, see you. All right, alone at last. I'm going to read the rest of the super chats here. Then I'm going to get one more beer, and we'll go on for just a little bit longer. Hat and Clogs for $2. Homer Gerd, it's Jason Bourne. Was he in the chat? There was a Bourne in the chat. Atham, dude. So Atham got me this shirt, and he got Cappy a similar shirt, but with a different color. And also, Sarah, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but yeah, it's a nice shirt, huh? Thanks for the Atham. Thanks for the shirt. Seriously, like I really like it. Joshua Voss for $1.99. That's Stone Cold's music. What's Stone Cold's music? So let's see what else. Actually, Atham drinking a Blue Moon beer. Just had a shot of Patron. Working on a lab report. Atham, I like Patron, but do you like Blue Moon? That's like the one beer I hate. Like I really hate Blue Moon beer. Atham for $2. Chad needs a shot of Zima or Patron Silver. I don't like Zima, but I do like Patron. Patron, I think, is quality stuff. You're not working tonight, Atham? Evan Iyer for $2. People suck whether you're 1099 or W-2. So now what? Yeah, after this experience that I was telling you all about, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be dealing with, small time people with small businesses. They're kind of small time. They're just needier. They're cheaper, and they don't like to pay invoices. So yeah, they do suck. I agree with you. Alex, what's up, Alex? For $5. Last weekend, I found a whiskey called Screwball, peanut butter whiskey by God. It went down smooth and was awesome. Try it. Actually, about 3 years ago, I had a family reunion out in Palm Springs. And we went out to Joshua Tree one day, and there was this bar that had peanut butter whiskey. And I'm not really a whiskey guy, but I have to say it was really tasty. And I wonder if it's the same whiskey. They probably have different brands of peanut butter whiskey, but it really went down pretty easily. And I'm a beer guy, but yeah, that was pretty good. Let's see what else. Atham, you're still here. Quote, feed my Frankenstein, Alex Cooper. Oh yeah, Mexican poops. Every time I think Alex Cooper, I think of Wayne's World, from the early 90s, because they were pretty good in that. Ocular migraines, Clarey. Really? What are ocular migraines? I'll ask the GF about that. Sam Whiskey for $1.99. Chad, taxes are hard for the girls. You know what, Sam? They're actually hard for the guys as well at this point. They don't seem to. Let me tell you guys something about taxes real quick. Taxes, yes, they're intimidating, but, the IRS is not some end-all, be-all, omnipresent thing. They're human beings that, frankly, aren't really that good at their job. And even though they're getting more funding, and so they will have more resources, they're not anybody to be feared. I just think part of what scares people about taxes is everybody thinks the IRS is this like mafia type thing, and while they try to act like the mafia, they're not really that competent, at least not right now. I don't mean individual people there, I just mean collectively. Like they're just Thought I saw Bacon. Bacon, good to see you. And yes, howdy to Jennifer Hartenrath, because I saw you there earlier. You really do like Blue Moon? I don't know. It just gives me a headache. Dung is fun for $5. I'm happy that Cappy got you in the NG. Yeah. Seems like you're making a nice guys anonymous. It seems like you're making a full recovery. Don't be ashamed or blame yourself if you have a relapse. Yeah. The problem is I like to be nice to people. But people, like, you give people an inch, it's like they take a not just a mile, but they take like a whole freaking marathon, and it's getting kind of exhausting. Even my own family does that. You give them a little something and they try to take everything. It just makes it really hard to be nice, frankly. What's up, homeschool time? Atham. Ocular migraines cause visual aberrations. It looks blurry. Kaleidoscope. That actually sounds interesting. They can be annoying or really debilitating. Funny thing is, no headache. Atham, does weed help with these? Or maybe you don't know. I feel like it seems like something that weed would help with. Homeschool time, 1.68. I would love to get to 2,000. I'll take anything I can get. Eric Burns Marsh for $10. Thanks, dude. Is there a better tax software than TurboTax? I had a hell of a time this weekend, Chad. I'm glad you're realizing it's not your job to save other people from themselves. Yeah, dude. Thanks for the super chat. A lot of people want to be babysat, and I can't be a babysitter anymore because I'm not going to hold these people's hands. If they have a problem with this, they can go somewhere else. I just don't give a fuck anymore. And that's not me trying to flex. Like, I just don't have any more patience. But Eric Burns Marsh, to answer your question, if you're talking about, there's like all tax software programs are better than TurboTax if you mean with professionals. But if you mean for self-prep, TaxAct is pretty good because you're actually doing it right on the forms themselves instead of having a stupid little, virtual person pop up saying, great, did you own any property? Oh, did you have a business? Click this if yes. I hate that. Look into TaxAct. I think that one's a little bit better. TurboTax isn't terrible if you have a pretty simple tax situation, but if you've got a business or rental property, I wouldn't trust it. They just don't have their shit together with that. Like Thomas Brown, maybe Chad could help Mike Tyson with tax troubles. Mike Tyson opened up a dispensary in the Chicago area, and one of his gummies is an ear with like it partially bitten off. That was so hilarious. I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. I love that guy, and he's not like super woke or. Mike Tyson's awesome. So, Jason Bailey, $10 Canadian. By the way, Jason, it's good to hear from you. I know we did some work together a few years ago, and I follow you on Twitter. So thank you for tuning into my stream. Chad, I think I asked this already, but I forgot to answer. So you're getting another super chat. Are you allowed to do accounting or tax work for an individual business in New Hampshire, even though yeah, absolutely. I've got clients from all over the country, and like in New Hampshire doesn't really have a state income tax. So that would be fairly, like, the work wouldn't be straightforward, but I wouldn't have to learn another state tax return, although I've done like most of the state tax returns at this point. But yeah, I could absolutely do that. I'm kind of full at the moment. And if you've heard my rants tonight about how shit went in the last couple of weeks, I don't even know if I want any clients. But yeah, I can do taxes for anybody located in the US and even outside of the US. I think that's it. Jason Bourne, I do have zero fucks to give. And Dre, finally starting to realize that you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. Welcome to the dark side. Thanks, guys. I'm going to go get a refill of this. I'm going to take a piss, and I'll be back, and we'll hang out for a little bit longer, and then we'll call it. So I'll be right back, you guys. All right, we are back. Thanks, guys. I better put my glasses back on. So this is a hazy IPA, again from Stone. I really like Stone Brewing Company, even though they're in California. I do like them. But I haven't had their hazy IPA. So I'll pour this. I did have an email from him, just to talk about. A guy was asking about how to become certified to sit for the CPA exam. I may or may not read that. I just want to see if there's any other interesting comments here that I might have missed, because I got so hung up on telling Clarey those stories because I really wanted to get those out. Guys, like this shit, for those of you who watch this and you want to do what I do and you think it's awesome, you're going to deal with a lot of people that are going to test your patience in ways that you didn't think could be tested. And if you're a recovering nice guy like me, just watch it, because people will try to take advantage of you, even financially. They'll give you a sob story. Oh, I can't pay. Oh, so let me just make sure. Oh, one more super chat. The Rational Driver for $5. Hi, Chad. After hearing you and Clarey talk about QuickBooks, I'm trying to get QuickBooks certified. Do you recommend going through the Intuit's website or a third party? Honestly, dude, it really doesn't matter that much. Or girl, it's a girl. It doesn't really matter that much. You just need to get certified. I would compare the cost of the two. Pretty much, I don't like QuickBooks is fine, but the reason I'm a little biased against them is because I don't really like Intuit, which is the company that does QuickBooks and TurboTax and all that. But you might want to just do it through them because it's probably the most straightforward way. But again, I don't know what they charge for that. So compare the costs, but I lean towards just doing Intuit's, just do the QuickBooks. Okay. Let me just peruse the chat here. Normally I pay a little bit better attention to the chat, but I just had to get a lot of shit off my chest, as you guys know, because I was kind of pissed. So from No More Boring Work, you don't want to be a tax accountant. So carryback losses are not passable. No. Carryback losses are more for like businesses and things like that, like net operating losses. When it comes to capital gains and losses, that shit's just not going to fly. And truth be told, these crypto guys, they're not bad guys. I don't dislike them on a personal level, but man, they just did not take my advice. They didn't do what I said. And I don't care. You don't have to do what I say, but I'm not saying it just to hear myself speak. I'm trying to tell you how you should handle things. So God damn, this is good. Any of you other guys have Stone before? Like God, it's good. Sarah Mahmood, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but Chad, what kind of business is your favorite kind to do accounting for? So I specialize in therapy practices. It just kind of happened that way. I've talked about it. I've got a couple of I have three bar owners. Now, you heard the story about one that I hadn't heard from in years that wanted it, but I really like doing the returns for the bar owners because they're really appreciative. They're all salt of the earth people. Even the guy that sent me that email from earlier in the show, he's a salt of the earth guy, but that was ridiculous what he was asking for. But yeah, I like doing bars because you can go to the bar and it's nice to hang out there and they'll get your drinks. When I go to their places, they always comp me, and I don't like it because of that. I sort of like the idea of bar owners having their dream, their baby, their bars are their babies, and COVID really did rip the guts out of some of them. So I kind of like those, but I only have a few of them. If I leave Chicago, realistically, I don't know if I'll ever really get any more, but that's fine. Let's see what else. Yeah, Sarah had another one. I definitely think you're not imagining it, Chad. I'm feeling the tension on the highway. People, yeah, I mean, maybe it's just because I've had a bad last week and a half to 2 weeks. It just feels like people are on edge more. Like they're more pissed off. They're more. So I flew down here last night. I will say nobody on the airplane was in a bad mood. I didn't fly United this time. I flew American. I'm sorry, that's a better experience. A lot of people don't like American Airlines, but it was a better experience. But yeah, yesterday was a good travel day, but I don't know, for whatever reason, stuff's going on. Let's see what else is Jeremiah Dicker. Yeah, Stone. Stone is really good. It really is. It's now, is it as good as Lagunitas? I don't know, because I kind of like both. But Stone, I would drink both of them anytime. And Atham, I don't know if you're still here, but I just can't do Blue Moon, man. Maybe it's because I don't like wheat beers, but seriously. Bacon. By the way, Bacon, when I'm up late, I do want to, as you saw the other night, and I was up really late after the story I told, I like tuning into your show and then others where you're in there. It's night. I'm a night owl, and it's nice to have that shit going on after midnight when I'm not ready to go to bed yet. So since you like Stone and Blue Moon, look for Stone's Hazy Tangerine. This is their hazy IPA. Yeah, I'll take a look at their hazy tangerine. I don't know if they sell it either in Texas or Chicago, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Yeah, Jeremiah, I have had Stone's Arrogant Bastard. It's very, very, very good. I really like it. Where I live, they sell them in these big tall boys at the grocery store. I haven't found it at any of the bars around there, but you can get them at the grocery store in tall boys. So I do like it a lot. Yeah, why people are in bad moods from Rusty Fields, the economy, inflation of 401k. I guess maybe that's it. I don't know. People are just angry now. Dung is fun, $2. I've seen Rooster Brewster where I live. Yeah, Rooster Booster. Clarey likes the Rooster Booster lights. I'll say it again. They don't really taste that good to me. It's this nasty strawberry shit, but I mean, people like what they like. I'll go ahead and do this. I'll read an email because I am going to read this email because I had a follow-up question for the guy about what I'm about to read, and he literally just wrote me back. So give me 1 sec here. This is great. Perfect timing. Okay. This is for Charles. And Charles, I'll email you back with the timestamp and everything we're doing this. So what? We're about an hour 18 into this. So email time, and then we'll close it out. This is from Charles. Now, Charles says, hello, Chad. And he's in his mid-20s, Asian male, am currently working at a major U.S. financial institution as a financial advisor. I just went over my experiences with them. He's located in North Carolina. His base salary is around $70,000 a year, and his total comp is around 84, factoring in bonuses, I presume. He says, this is my first job out of college, and I've been here for about a year. I'm very interested in pursuing a master's in accounting. I do want to open my own practice one day, and I'm concerned about the financial advisor role being phased out due to automation. And I've heard that before from other people. They think that, financial planning is basically putting people into index funds. A lot of people are just taking it over on their own. But anyway. Continuing on, he says, I did not do accounting in my undergrad aside from an accounting 101 class. Would pursuing a master's in accounting be a good way to get my educational requirements for the CPA? My company pays about $5,000 in subsidized educational expenses, and I could finish the program in 4 to 5 years by studying part-time while retaining my current job. Actually, you could probably finish it sooner than that. But anyway. Tuition would be approximately $22,000 for online programs, $48,000 for an in-person program. I could then get my accounting work experience by transferring to a different role in the company when the time comes. Would you suggest pursuing a master's in accounting? Let me know if you request a payment to make a video topic out of this. So I actually wrote him back. This was only a couple hours ago. I wrote him back and I said, hi, Charles. If there's time, I'd like to potentially answer this on my stream tonight. A question, how many accounting courses have you taken? You said you didn't major in accounting and that you only took one course, but the thing is most states have a certain amount of accounting course hours required to sit for the CPA exam. Do you know what that number is? And if a master's in accounting would get you there? Because a master's in accounting, it may get you to the 150 credit hour requirement, but it might not get you to the total amount of accounting credit hour requirements. See, there's two requirements, accounting hours and then total hours. So his reply was this, and I'm reading this real time. I haven't read his reply yet. He says, "Hi, Chad. I majored in business management, so I only took 3 credit hours of accounting classes. North Carolina requires 120 credit hours of education in accounting in order to take the CPA. I think he means credit hours of education in general, not in accounting. You can't take 120 hours of accounting. That means you're only taking accounting classes. So yeah. However, graduate hours count for 50% more than undergrad hours. They also require at least 1 year of work experience under a licensed CPA." Yeah, there's a work experience requirement. "There has to be at least 20 graduate school hours to take the exam. So I would have to take some kind of graduate experience in accounting before I sit for the CPA exam." Charles. I didn't quite follow all of that, but I'm going to assume. See, this is what I thought. Checking for you. Maybe this is Charles. I don't know for sure. 150 is for education credit and 30 for accounting. That's what I thought, but I wanted to be sure because I guess so. I'm going to operate under the assumption that he can, by doing his master's in accounting, I'm going to assume that he can fulfill all these requirements. So we'll just go with that assumption. Now, scrolling up to his original email, I'm actually going to say yes, and I'm going to give you a little bit of personal experience here. I did not meet, it was a mistake. So I was in a similar position and then I had all this tax experience, but I didn't have enough accounting hours to sit for the CPA exam. And the mistake I made was applying to a full-time MBA program, which is 2 years. And this was in person. I didn't do any online stuff. Instead of just doing, a 1-year master's of accounting program, either in person or online or whatever. So I absolutely don't do what I did. You said you don't want to you never mentioned MBA. So yeah, good. Don't do that. So let me just get back to your email. Your company pays $5,000 a year in subsidized education expenses. You say you could finish the program in 4 to 5 years by studying part-time while retaining my current job. Tuition is $22K for online program. To me, this is a no-brainer. Well, let me back up a little bit. Charles, if you really, really, really want to do what I do and open up your own tax prep practice, which it's a safe career. I'm biased by saying this, but I truly believe this. This is a very safe thing to do because right now there's a shortage of people getting into accounting. Undergrads don't want to do it because they hear about the torturous busy seasons. The CPA exam is pretty freaking hard. So there's a shortage of us, which is why I can afford to tell clients to fuck off at this point. So I'm really in favor of you doing this as long as you're absolutely certain that you want to do it. The thing that gives me a little bit of pause is that, have you ever actually tried to do tax prep before? You don't have tax experience. I know you're a financial planner, but do you know what the work itself entails? If you do, and it's something you can handle, then I'm all for this. I think you should do it. Do the online program. That is all you need. You don't need to go in person or anything like that. It sounds like it costs more than double. And your company subsidizes it per year. If you can finish it in 4 to 5 years and they're doing $5,000 a year in subsidized education, you can practically get them to pay for it. So would you suggest pursuing a master's in accounting? Yes. Again, with the caveat, if you're absolutely certain that you want to do this, it's great. It's got great long-term prospects. They're not going to automate They're not going to automate tax prep. Yes, for simple tax prep. If people that use TurboTax, yeah, maybe they could automate that. Not for the shit that I do with small businesses. That's just, you can't do it. There's too much judgment involved. There's too much crap we have to sift through. This is a good comment from Check In For You One. I almost took an MS in accounting, or almost entered the program, but I researched and found out that I can take the courses at a community college. They're recognized by the state accounting board. Charles, if you've, again, I'm not sure if this is you, Charles, but if not, look into community colleges as well, just to make sure that, like, 48,000 for an in-person program seems really high, for a 1 year. Masters of Accounting programs, if you go full time, they're only 1 year. They're 30 credit hours, and 48K seems really high. I feel like a community college program where it would be valid, accredited, I think. Maybe look into that. But I mean, I would recommend you do this. I think you should do it. If you want to do what I do this, because all you want to do is be eligible to sit for the CPA exam. You're going to have the work experience requirement. So I think you should do it. I say yes. And I think that's probably it. Just looking through the comments. Yeah, I think we're good. You guys, the last thing I really want to talk about is that it's about the emails I've been getting. I love getting emails from you guys. Oh, real quick, because this is an excellent comment from Xenophone 2006. I've been saying this, you guys. If he has no tax prep experience, you should try working for H&R Block. Yes! I tell everybody this. Like, I hate H&R Block, but they have an excellent program. You can at least understand, if you don't have any tax experience, this program is basically free. And yeah, it's annoying to have to sit through classes, but you should really, really, really do this. You should do it. If you need some tax prep experience, you don't have anybody to teach you, yes, do the H&R Block program. Now you have to commit to the time, but do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I've given a lot of people that advice. Okay. This is a cool name. Chinese American dweeb for $2. Thanks for answering my question, Chad Charles. Okay, cool. So, Charles, will you let me know what you end up doing? I really do hope this was helpful, and I want to know what you end up doing. And this is a perfect segue for what I was going to talk about. You notice that Charles, in his question, he ended in his original email, his last line was, "Let me know if you request a payment to make a video topic out of this." Okay. You guys, I'm not an asshole consultant. I don't do what Clarey does. I have my own tax prep practice. I do my thing. But I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. Like, some of you have been sending me emails that are this long, or, really, really, really long, right? And you want me to answer it. Now, like with Charles here, and most of these are good questions. Like with Charles here, if it's something I want to mention on a show, it's short enough and you're offering payment, whatever. If I'm going to do it on a show, I'm not going to say pay me, because it's great material for the show. But the thing is, most of you guys, your emails are too long. They're not brief enough. And you're basically I'm not saying I'm an asshole consultant and you have to offer me payment just to help you, because I want to help you guys. And again, this is the nice guy in me. There's still some nice guy in me, but I'm just going to have to charge you. I need to charge you guys something to do this, because whether you wanted me to hop on a Zoom with you, to talk about some of this, and I've done this with a few people and it's been good. They've paid me and I'm still in touch with them and we've talked about it. I'm trying to coach them through this. But you have to understand, this stuff takes time, and I have to at least make some money off of it. And yes, you guys got to be concise. Like, Clarey and I have this funny joke. Like, he'll occasionally send me texts. He'll do screenshots of emails he get with blocked texts, because he knows I hate that from my own clients. You guys have to be concise and understand that if you really, really want some help, you got to be open to me charging you for it. And again, I'm not an asshole consultant. That's not my job. That's just the reality of the situation. Why do I want to take an hour or two just to sift through all that when there's other things that I need to be doing? Asshole accounting. Be concise and be open to being charged. That's how I'm going to help you guys out. Okay? Yes, Atham, the answer is yes. So that's all I have to say about that. And Clarey is very specific with this. He'll give you a quote and he'll collect it up front and then he'll help you. But I'm just saying, you guys, I want to help all of you, but again, be concise, and I may have to charge you, okay? Particularly if we hop on a Zoom, because like that shit can take a while. All right. Now I want to end the stream with this. There was one guy, and his name is Parker. He's been in the chat, and he and I have been emailing about this. He is sort of case zero for this. This is how y'all need to do it. Parker contacted me and he asked, I'd like to be, he has a different career right now, but he's like, I want to do what you do. What's the best way? He didn't have a background in accounting. So I said to him, I'm like, and he paid me. We hopped on a Zoom. I said, let's talk about this. And in his original email, he's like, I'll pay you. Again, you guys, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you need to at least offer that up for us to have some kind of interaction here. So Parker and I, he paid me. We went on a Zoom. We talked. He has actually, not only has he enrolled in the EA, the enrolled agent, and Clarey and I did a whole stream on that. It's like 4 months ago. If you're interested in becoming an enrolled agent, you got to watch that stream. But Parker, he signed up for the exams and he's already taken one. He knows the right study materials. He passed the first one. He's enrolling in the H&R Block training program like we just talked about for some experience. He is doing it textbook how you want to do this. If you want to do what I do and you don't have an accounting degree and you don't have tax or accounting experience, you have to do it this way. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because we were emailing. It was either last week or a couple of weeks ago. And I'm actually going to have him on a future stream. It'll probably be in November or December because he's pretty busy right now. But I'm going to have him on and he's going to talk about what he's done so far. If you want to do tax and have your own practice and you don't have experience, you're going to want to tune in for that one because that is how you do it. He has followed my instructions. He's on his way. I just think it'll be so invaluable. So let's see, we're in mid-October. Yeah, probably, hopefully before Thanksgiving we'll do that. But for those of you that are interested in being EAs, I just want to give you all a heads up. So let's see what else. There's one more from Charles I want to read real quick. I've not had any professional accounting experience besides doing my own taxes. Shout out to the people doing their SEP IRA contributions on the last day. Yes, I didn't even mention that this stream, but that is always a pain in the dick is people that are like, oh, I haven't done my SEP IRA contribution. What's the most I can contribute? If you have an S corporation, that's easy to calculate, 25% of the salary you're paying yourself. If you don't, it's a lot less easy. And those exchanges are always really annoying. So that's the situation. And yes. Oh, another question. Did Parker use any online? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I think it was, give me 1 sec, because I do want to answer that at least. If I can find it real quick, I'll answer that. And we'll talk all about it. I just remember he really did like the study materials that he did. And I do want to tell y'all what it is. Again, we'll do a stream on that. Let me just check. I'm looking at the exchanges Parker and I had. Passkey, yes. Passkey is what you need to use. Passkey. And again, we'll go over that in a stream, but he was singing the praises of Passkey. He said it prepared him, and he passed the first exam. He signed up for the next two, but Passkey. It didn't sound like it was really that expensive either, and that's important. Skeletor rocks. Chad, you should charge for questions. Just consider, yeah, I'm not an asshole consultant, but you guys, if you really want to get your question answered, then offer some money. That's how you do it. It's offer. I'm not trying to be a dick, but you have to offer that sort of thing. All right. Paul. Chad, do you have any experience or general tips for the bookkeeping side of a self-employed accountant and auditor? So I don't have a tax experience. Paul, if you're an auditor, you can pick that up in your sleep. I mentioned it earlier in the stream. There's a QuickBooks certification course that you can take from Intuit. And again, I don't like Intuit, but I would say just kind of study that a little bit. If you're an auditor, you're going to be able to pick up QuickBooks Like QuickBooks, again, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Anybody with a pulse can learn how to do QuickBooks. I'm sorry, it's that easy. And you know what else, Paul? There's a need for bookkeepers. There's a real need for them because, again, people just aren't doing this stuff. The rational driver. What is an EA? An enrolled agent is basically, it's a certification you can get with the IRS that allows you to basically prepare and file tax returns. The IRS understands that not everybody can get a CPA designation because there's just way too much that goes into becoming a CPA, from education to the coursework to the work experience requirements. I mean, it's good for us that make it because it limits supplies and we can charge a lot and kick out clients we hate, like some of the ones I mentioned earlier in the stream. But the IRS correctly realizes that we need more tax preparers, and the EA is a way to do that if you're not an accounting major. So enrolled agent, look it up on the IRS website. And yeah, I think it's going to be really valuable when I have Parker on. Also, the rational driver, look for the show I did. I think it might have been live stream number 4 I did, where it was about what is an enrolled agent. That you'll get a lot out of that. Clarey and I had a good discussion on that. So, all right, well, that's it, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks. One more from Paul. I already have a CPA and I use QuickBooks. Do you think it's worth the QuickBooks certification? You know what, dude? Because you already have your CPA, it might not be worth it because you're already actually qualified to do this. But you know what? If you don't have a lot of QuickBooks experience, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and just go through it. It'll be good for you. Go ahead and get the QuickBooks certification. Throw it on your resume. $2 from Dre. I'm surprised you're not working tonight, Dre. Although I guess it's Wednesday. Nice guy accounting coach. Chad's next income stream. Yeah, I can't be a nice guy anymore. You guys, that was a really bad week I had. This sucks. So it's all right. Anyway, thanks so much for your super chats. And also, he's not here, but thank you to Clarey for coming on because, I'm going to be straight with y'all. Like, I get way more views and we do better with the super chats when Clarey's on. And I appreciate everything he's done to promote me and bring attention to my channel because let's face it, it's not that exciting to talk about accounting most of the time, and people don't go on YouTube searching for it. So I'm really indebted to him for that. And I'm going to be down here at the Southern Command for another week and a half. And I am going to do a show next Tuesday, 6 p.m. next Tuesday. So my regular time. I was traveling yesterday, so I couldn't do it. I haven't selected a topic yet because I don't really know what to talk about now that tax season's over. But if you have any suggestions for those of you who listen to this or watch this, and if you have some suggestions about what you may want me to go over for next week's show, shoot me an email. It's in the description. It's chadelkinscpa@gmail.com. So I always do want to know what I should talk about. There's a few articles I found that may be interesting to go over, but if there's an interesting subject, I'm willing to go over it. So again, thank you for the super chats. This was really cathartic, like getting that off my chest about how shitty those clients were. So as we always say when we end these things, we should hang out. Oh, Atham, I'm going to text you, but we should hang out soon.